Oh, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Let me make sure this mic thing is fixed up right. One, two, one, two, two, two. Oh, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to be not so nice. And what I mean by being not so nice, well, when you're not so nice, you end up unintentionally doing things that don't go along with status quo. We tried to tell you in the very beginning about Champagne Sloppy, why his album was pushed back. We were the first ones to break the news on OVO Fest and Metro Boomin and Future, how they basically took the church's money and then there was no more OVO Fest. And then he put his goons on the social media to come after me. Champagne Sloppy has been telling you and showing you exactly who he is in real time. He teamed up with 50 Cent. He did all the things he could do that he shouldn't have done and thought that I would back down when I am a puppet slayer. I don't conform. I know puppets when I see them and I expose them out. People who do things for the dollar. Their loyalty is to a dollar sign. And all of these fools are now starting to feel the wrath of what happens when you're caught into a web of lies and you're following someone else's plan. And this idiot academics has got himself caught in the federal lawsuit, a federal so a civil RICO lawsuit. Well, it's called the Corrections Organization Act. It's accusing Stake for being an online gambling platform. And by doing so, it has put everyone in a position of liability. And since academics was also promoting this on his channel, his academics TV channel is also under, you know, duress. And every time he keeps getting caught in situations like this, I just shrug my shoulders and say, we told you. You think it's a coincidence that I let you guys have VIP Patreon information? Do you think this was all a coincidence that I had no knowledge whatsoever into what was going on? Did you think after Kendrick Lamar took over Canada and was allowed to come to Canada that the Canadian government is still behind Champagne Sloppy? Do you think after his abandonment of Lil Wayne and his treatment of Lil Wayne that he was going to be protected by his old label mates? Did you think Drake was just going to walk back to the throne? Did you think that people were going to be okay with this dude wilding out like he's Tupac and above the rim, screaming out, trying to threaten NBA basketball players, intimidate them? Do you think Kendrick Lamar was afraid of Baca not nice? Did you think all of this was going to matter? You were so happy Diddy got in trouble so that you could use Diddy to cover up all this and good, it could take the heat off you for a couple of seconds and months. But as we all know, everything comes back full circle. And you're right back here with me. And as it comes back full circle, you start to see one thing is consistent. Your boy Carcino has told you all of this was coming. I told you that botting thing, UMG told you. They said, "You sure you want to go down this avenue with us?" See, when people panic, that's when mistakes happen. That's when they get out of their square. This is when they start to maneuver and move different, the way their body language is. And what this is called is a thing called tipping. And according to Stake, who allegedly operated in an unlawful online casino disguised as a sweepstakes platform, at the same time, Drake is accused of promoting the site and participation in financial schemes connected to artificially inflating his streaming numbers. So that lawsuit claims Drake used Stake to inflate play counts on his music, whether it's Spotify, Apple, etc. Right? But Spotify mainly to put him in a popular stand, you know, thing to try to distort all the algorithms, so they could his information could be recommended all the time. Now, the following further alleges is that Drake, along with other individuals, identified as Aiden Ross and a guy named, I think his name is Richard Wynn. Or so Richard Wynn says that they use the tipping feature to transfer money between each other. That's what the feds are saying. That they describe this as a tipping system, as an unregulated money transmitter that exists outside the oversight of the financial regulators. This function allowed the defendants to finance automated bots and streaming farms designated to generate fraudulent streams to Drake's music. This is what I was telling them before, right? So their case in Virginia, which I think that just attaching Drake's name to it, it's a lot of gray area there. It's going to be hard to prove in the court of law. That's what I was saying. But as I told you with the Diddy thing, when it comes to RICO, where's the money? Got to follow the money. There's got to be a payoff in the end. And here they have it. See that tipping feature where they were transferring money to each other? That's going to be the golden gun. That's what they need to prove. You have them, you have the motivation, right? Using these actions to disparage competitors, misleading the music executives such as UMG and and manipulate industry metrics that influence the chart performance and the playlists that they have and they put in place. All of this alleged scheme is so that Drake could be on the top and everybody else could be below him. And as the co-conspirators who they say who knowingly participated in the operation, the complaint does not represent a ruling on that as of yet, as to be proven in court. As we getting ready to cook tonight. See, Drake's stake has not publicly responded to this lawsuit. The case is growing scrutiny, and the celebrity gambling endorsement, everyone around there is doing their thing right now. Hold on, let me take this phone call. Okay, the king is back. I had to answer a phone call. Now we're gonna get into the Greeks. because now there are certain situations that have materialized that shouldn't have materialized. That's correct. There's a lot of people that's been bad and they need to be spanked. Now, when people start joining and getting themselves involved in movements that doesn't usually pertain to them, so you start seeing like, well, what did you mean, Cena? When I said I gave them VIP Patreon information for free, I put it out to the world because I knew this was getting ready to come. I thought it was going to come right before the end of the year. So right before the end of the year, I made sure I gave you guys a whole day of exposing Drake's past, right? You think that was by mistake? Well, the thing is, um, mm, you need a gambling attorney. When you have a gambling attorney, the gambling attorney can spell it out for you a lot better than a lot of people can put into words. Now, we'll go through that. We'll go through that and get through the perspectives. But what I wanted to point out and elevate to the rest of the world is that there are other levels that's involved in this situation, like DJ Academics, who got his nose into the candy because he wants to be famous so bad. It's like, dude, get your money. Why do you want to be famous? Stupid. But this is what happens when you're young and don't know too much. But let's key to music. Hi, I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Now, there's so much that could be learned that we need to focus on in this world today and in this lawsuit. Oh my goodness. There have been so many different things that have transpired since Academy has gotten himself involved. Yes, they are all accused of what is called tipping. And since we want to be on that tip, let's go ahead and rip up a little bit. Let's get it in.
Steak, Drake, Aiden Ross, and Win. Now, I believe the Win that they're referring to here is the Asian guy that runs the academics TV page. Allegedly, I believe that's who they're talking about. I'm not 100% sure. I just want to throw that caveat in there. But I'm going to read what it says. Drake, Ross, and Win have also made use of Stake to directly transfer money between and amongst themselves using Stake's tipping program, an unlimited and wholly unregulated money transmitter that appears to exist outside the oversight of any financial regulator. Through Stake's tipping function, defendants have financed their combined artificial streaming to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music, fabricate popularity, disparage competitors and music label executives, and distort recommendation algorithms. At the heart of the scheme, Drake, acting directly and through willing and knowledgeable co-conspirators, has deployed automated bots and streaming farms to artificially inflate play counts of his music across major platforms such as Spotify or Spotify. These inauthentic streams injected via interstate digital pathways were calibrated to mislead royalty and recommendation engines, manufacture popularity, distort playlists and charts, and divert both value and audience attention. In tandem, this manipulation has suppressed authentic artists and narrowed consumers' access to legitimate content by undermining the integrity of curated experiences. Stakes user to user tipping and encrypted internal transfer mechanisms have fueled and enabled payments to bot operators and amplifiers to be hidden from public or regulatory view. One example of a publicly documented large value tip is a 100,000 tipping transfer between defendants Drake and Ross in 2023. Days before the filing of this complaint, defendant Drake gave defendant Ross a $220,000 car as a gift. These tips and many others like them cycled amongst defendants Drake, Ross, and Wynn, underwriting botting and paid engagement campaigns. Stake's platform design, which masks counterparties and camouflages withdrawals as generic transactions, stymie scrutiny and obstruct tracing of illicit proceeds. Now, I don't watch Drake and Aiden Ross streams. I see the clips, if they say anything like music related or, start throwing shots or talk about like beating up Kendrick Lamar in a hypothetical fight like he did. I see those viral clips and I make content about it, but I don't sit there and watch their streams. I know that they're gambling streams. I don't partake in sports gambling often these days. You feel me? I feel like a lot of people are extremely addicted to sports betting. And there's going to be like an infomercial down the line where people are like, well, if you were a victim of FanDuel or DraftKings, call this number. But you feel me? I don't know what to say, whether this is true. It's like the second major lawsuit that has been filed against Drake in like the last, 2-3 months, alleging that he was botting this, that, and the third. And this is the first one I see that's alleging that they're using stake money to bot. But there was also a lawsuit against Drake and for saying that they're finessing kids out of money because it's like a bunch of kids that watch the streams and then they're promoting gambling to the children. This, that, and third. There's a lawsuit about that too with Drake and Aiden Ross involved. We'll see where this goes. This is just a filed suit. This could get thrown out. Who knows?
This won't be thrown out. Listen, when I tried to tell people that they have circled the wagons and be careful what you ask for because you could get it. Drake is one of those people that forget the things that he's doing is dirty. And in his heart, he believes he's a good guy. And in his mind, there's just certain things a good guy just ain't supposed to do. And it's like, you stepped into your role as the good guy. That's what you thought, right? And you thought luck was on your side. It wasn't. Now, friends in the industry, they've shown you have no friends in the industry. You're a puppet on a string. And now you want to throw everything on stake. Champagne Sloppy will be the first one to sing, in my opinion. Academics is going to sing that whatever Wynn did for academic TV had nothing to do with him. So he's going to cooperate. You got cooperators here. Academics is going to cooperate. That's why he was named. So he's going to cooperate and give up everything on Mr. Wynn. And Mr. Wynn is going to give up everything that he knows about State and Drake. And they going to cooperate. And then Drake is going to cooperate. And he going to roll right on over on Aiden Ross. And Aiden's going to be by himself to the State to deal with the blunt force of all of it. So all that's what's going to end up happening. But this is just one of the factors that are going on right now. You see, I knew the RICO was coming. And I told people on my Patreon a year ago My YouTubers just learned. You guys just learned it, but 2 days ago, before the lawsuit came out, when we went through the family history.
up? What's up? What's up?
He
What's
take
up?
you back to part 3.
He wants to honor what's that old shower or whatever in Canada. It's called the 905 Lounge. And it's owned by another family members, allegedly of Drake's. Uh, and this club is a big strip club. There's allegations of abuse, uh, women getting drugged and forced into some trafficking stuff. And it all goes back to, Drake's lineage, that some of these girls are trafficked that's working at the 905 Lounge over there. And now you have these lawsuits coming out in these different cases against the 905 Lounge. So when he said the embassy's about to get raided, it's just a matter of time. He might have been talking about this.
Mm.
So this is why we put things into perspective, because the Sher Club is surely not what it seems to be.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. My Cash App is Carcino. My Patreon is Carcino for life.
They have 3 major cases that was against the 905 Lounge.
Hmm.
That was against Richard Levitt, Adam Boosie,
Buco.
and
Oh, that's Boosie. And then there's the
Mr.
owner.
Sher, I believe his name, or Cher. But he had himself redacted, said it's unrepresented at the time. So
Why is
we're
it
going to see
unrepresented?
where this goes in, because the Mutual Insurance Group wanted to talk to this lounge about all of the things that was transpiring there at the club and some of the complaints they've been having at the club.
Why is it unrepresented? Who represents
Now,
it now?
with that being said, if this club is a front to move these around for rich clienteles while they do business inside of this Sher Hotel or this Sher Club, the Toronto Raptors, the National Basketball Associations, all of them would be complicit.
Mm,
So this is a monumental thing that's happening right now,
mm.
if this is the case.
Now, we tried to tell everybody this because they're using these girls allegedly and moving them to the Share Club. The Share Club, you have to be in, it's inside of an NBA facility of the Toronto Raptors. And this is an exclusive club. The Share Club by Drake used his mother's, surname, well, her maiden name, and decided to have it filled with some of the rich elite to get into this club, only to have women in there. That comes for the 905 Lounge to please the clients of this club. Is that not sex trafficking? Is that not? Do you think they don't know this? Do you think money was paid to make sure things weren't investigated? Do you think the NBA fell asleep at the wheel? They did, but now they're going to be awake because all this is coming public. And if you think the casino is the only one with this information, so there's always going to be somebody behind the walls making these things happen or go. I mean, this is something that you would say is a real situation, but I don't see nothing happening to academics, or I see them playing ball um, and rolling over on each other until the person they all roll over is Aiden Ross. And Aiden Ross is like, look, I'm aiding him. But all the government want is stake, because the stake is basically operating as a, hey, like, we don't gamble, we don't do this in a place that doesn't really allow gambling. And they're saying, oh, that's promotional money. But they are really, finding ways to scam the actual person that's betting and gambling. But now this has turned into a botting situation, which crossed over a lot of different guidelines from a betting company. And once you start paying people in tips, and now they're going to start looking at you inflating um, streaming platforms and all of these different levels of botting, this is going to create a chain reaction that's not going to improve. It's not going to fare well for Drake in the end, because now all your numbers is being auto inflated. Now UMG can claim they've been defrauded. They've been manipulated by you inflating the numbers by Spotify. Now that they can come after you, and that lie that was told by academics on his channel, bringing a guy up saying that he was working for Kendrick, they paid him to buy his songs, and it was actually used in a lawsuit. Kendrick Lamar could have sued academics for that. Academics came out and said, "Oh no, no, that was a lie." Tried to do it nonchalantly on his page, but we knew you were lying because you called me the TDE executive and tried to get people to believe I was a TDE executive. Like the people wouldn't recognize my voice as if I don't make videos every day. So you got caught lying. Now, everyone understood the scenarios. Okay. When they went into this, everybody knew you were lying. And now this Win guy who runs your page, he's got to take the brunt of all of it. It's all going to fall on his shoulders. Everything's going to fall on him. And this is, almost due to what you've been doing, your activities. So, anyway, I don't want to drag this out no more than it is. I just want to, lay this thing out for you, this foundation, because all of these people who are paid to kiss ass, people like Maul, These guys get like trinkets, they get like concert tickets. Academics was actually, I'm going to participate in this. I'm going to be 10 toes down. I'm going to use my platform to help assist Drake, no matter how many times he disrespects me. And this guy hates my guts for some reason and said, "You turned on me." Oh, he's a nobody. Well, I'm a nobody. Okay. I could be the nobody, but guess what? The nobody was right. The guy that knew nothing was right the whole time. And then you get 5 times song being played on your head. And it hurt to see you push put me even more on this side when I was standing neutral, just reporting on hip hop. You couldn't take it, and you decided to cross me, and you did it to countless others who was just being neutral, reporting on hip hop. But because they weren't kissing your ass, you went against it, and the end result, Kendrick takes over your city. That was never yours in the first place.
Any rap nigga, he a freak though, man.
Don't kick him while you down, Cino. Don't kick him while you down. Hell, that's where you get good leverage from the kick. Get my better leverage. Kicking him while you down. So anyway, don't forget to join us on the Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Hope you guys have fun tonight. I know I did. And for Champagne Sloppy. Whew, you ready? Gonna get real ugly for you, buddy. I'm out.